Terry.
Talk to me, Dan.
We're back here on Zero Tackle. 5 minutes, 5 points. Let's put the clock on.
Now, the breaking news that happened today, the Cronulla Sharks led a player boycott from the NRL Media Day. No interviews, no photographs. They're boycotting the NRL season launch because the collective bargaining agreement has still not been signed. There are players off contract that can't train. They have no money coming in, and the NRLW stars as well. Now, Cronulla are the first club to do this. Expect more to come in the days. Do you like it? Do you hate it?
It's a clown show. Like, how do you not have it ready? We're under 50 days to rugby league and we don't have a collective bargaining agreement. The four new clubs, WNRL, they can't sign players. Are you kidding me? Yeah, whatever. Like,
I find it a little bit childish that they've invited the NRL photographer and the media person to turn up and they're like,
no,
we ain't turning up. It's like ghosting. Why would you do it? But, it's kind of funny. I wish Cronulla weren't the first club to do it, but it's why we're here.
We're the club that everyone loves.
Lachie Miller looks like he's finally got his release from the Cronulla Sharks to the Newcastle Knights. It should be done in the next week or two. Cronulla are speaking with Newcastle every day to get a player swap in return. Now, I've seen people online bagging Cronulla saying you need to release him to go and train with Newcastle and learn the system. Not Cronulla's problem.
No, we don't have to do anything.
We don't have to do anything. We don't even have to sign that release paper.
No, we don't. Now, I think we will, ultimately, because he's 28. He's got a fullback position, 3-year deal that Cronulla can't offer him, with Cade Dykes coming through the ranks, plus,
Torquemo, Iro.
Plenty of options there. So, look, I think ultimately it will happen. Whether Newcastle have a player that we want is highly questionable because there are many players many people want. But, look, ultimately, I think it'll get done.
Yeah, I think it'll get done as well, but the ball's in Cronulla's court. We hold all the ACT. You want our player. What are you going to give us in return? Who from you is not going to make your squad? Who can make our squad better? Yeah. They don't have to be a first grader because Lachie Miller isn't a first grader at Cronulla. They've just got to be able to come in and make us better. I'm not sure many people do it, but I trust Fitz.
Let's do it.
Stephen Crichton and the Penrith Panthers today. Well, the Penrith Panthers released a statement on behalf of Stephen Crichton.
Yes.
Saying that he will not be there for 2024.
Haven't seen this done before.
I don't get clubs announcing that players won't be there. Just let the player do it.
I think the club has played into the manager's hands here because all the stories are that the Bulldogs have him parcelled up, 800k, 750k, whatever the figures are, they're huge to play fullback. His manager thought, hey, we'll put this out. Now club's like, okay, he's definitely not re-signing with Penrith. Bet you we can find that extra 200k and make it happen.
Yeah, and there will be some clubs today that literally picked up the phone to his manager and said, has he signed with the Bulldogs? Well, as of today, no. Okay, we'll get back in front of him. Let's give him this figure here. Let's talk to him about, his potential, what he wants to do. I personally don't see it in Stephen Crichton to be an elite fullback. He's one of the best centres in the game. I think he'll just be an average fullback. He'll end up in the centres on a really good salary. But it was really cringy from Penrith today and I loved it.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Now, an interesting one. Tim Sheens has come out and said that this is the best crop of juniors that he's ever seen at the West Tigers. Now, bear in mind, he had Benji Marshall, Chris Hyington and the likes in there. Now, he's saying this is the best crop. You and I have two different views on this.
Look, we do, but I just want to say that if a coach comes out and says, I've seen better players at this club, they're going to get sacked the next morning. So I think he's done the right thing here. I don't think it's the best crop of youngsters. Over to you.
Well, I don't think it's the best crop of youngsters, but I don't think it's as bad as people bagged it out to be. This is a team that won the Harold Matts, was in the finals for SG Ball, was in the finals for the under-20s as well. They had a dreadful New South Wales Cup team. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the juniors and the pathways in there. However, you're banking on 14, 15, 16-year-olds making it to the NRL. There's thousands of kids playing rugby league. This might be the most talented crop of youngsters, but they ain't all going to play first grade. I bet you three ain't even make it.
And not at the Tigers.
Rule tweaks. We've had some rule
PVL tweaks.
Some we like, some we love. I'll hand it over to you, Dingo.
Look, I love the fact that they're going to start penalising obvious penalties rather than 6 again, 6 again, 6 again. We saw that, especially at scrums. People were giving away for fun, and it drove me crazy. I like that.
Not a short penalty for a scrum either. Prop penalty you can take for 2.
The big one I like, though, common sense rule. 2 HIAs, activate your 18th man. 3 was always ridiculous.
Yeah, 3 was tough. And I remember that game where Cronulla played against Parramatta, and there was no 18th man at that point there. And they had 2 HIAs and 2 injuries and had to play 35 minutes with...
Yeah, Toby had to play like 80 minutes, which is never good. Now, one I don't like, this grounding of the ball. If it rotates in your arm, goes down, no separation, it's a try. That will be chaos within the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, look, I think it will be chaos to start off with. There were some tries this year that, you probably looked at it and went, look, that was a try, but they didn't give it. Hopefully common sense prevails, but you're talking about the NRL, you're talking about the bunker here.